another episode. I am Brianna, and I am here with Ashley,
Hey.
the co-host. Do you want to say anything about season 2? That we're in season 2?
What did Bella say? What did you say about season 2? You're in for a ride? Oh, she says, hang on. You're in for a ride. This season 2. Oh, she said, buckle into your seats.
Okay. Love that analogy.
She said it's going to be a long journey.
It will. It will be a long journey, hopefully, and hopefully people stick around.
Right, because we're like not just in here doing what Bella said. Okay, enough, Bella. Sorry. Because we're in here missing persons. We have conspiracy. We have curiosity. We have weird death. We have wrongful death. And now we're going to be talking about also like documentary things too. That's crazy. So,
for anybody who does not know, we are going to be talking about The Crash today, which I feel like is all over the internet. And I stumbled upon this, 3 days ago? But I watched it. When I tell you I was glued to the TV, glued. I was so into it. And I just knew immediately, I was like, we have to get on, we have to do an episode about this.
right.
So I don't really know if we should consider it under wrongful. It could be, I guess, under wrongful / Weird Death Wednesday.
It could.
In a way.
But before we start, can we do a disclaimer?
Absolutely.
You're not professionals. We never will say that we're professionals. But we do love true crime, and we're curious about things, and we love conspiracy and documentaries. So, again, we are not professionals. Sorry, I couldn't think for a second there. We're not professionals. We might not have everything correctly. We might not have all the facts. We're just doing this. So you guys are here for the ride, just like we are. And enjoy.
Love that. That was great.
Thanks.
So do you want to just get into it?
Get into it, girl.
Okay. So, like we just said, we were talking about the documentary The Crash. You can watch this on Netflix. Please do, if you have Netflix. It was so good. It's not good what happened, but I mean, it was so just eye-gluing, whatever the word is. I was just stuck to the TV watching this the whole time.
It's literally mind-blowing.
Yeah. And I don't, so like Ash just said, I mean, obviously we don't know everything. We weren't there. We don't know people personally. So I do just want to say that, so don't come for me if I have information wrong. And also, you can watch this on your own if you have Netflix. So they're probably going to do it better than I do. But I will tell you.
You can also do your own research, too.
Yeah, but we're just here to talk about it. And you guys can listen to our opinions. And I'll give you a little bit of facts that I have. And we'll go from there. So basically, The Crash is about the death of Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan. This occurred on July 31st, 2022 in Strongsville, Ohio. So this is pretty recent. I never heard about this, and we're in Jersey. I mean, we're kind of close to Ohio. You said you heard about it, Ash.
I was seeing it on the news and just going to Facebook, little news clippets and stuff like that. So I do remember it.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing about it. But, so basically, like I just said, this revolves around the death of Dominic Russo and his friend Davion Flanagan, July 31st, 2022, in Strongsville, Ohio. Basically, this also revolves around one main girl by the name of Mackenzie Shirilla. And basically what had happened, just to give you a little bit of the rundown, is Mackenzie was driving her black Toyota Camry on the morning of July 31st when she crashed it into a brick building, instantly killing her boyfriend at the time, Dominic Russo, killing her friend Davion Flanagan, and Mackenzie was the last survivor. She survived this. So,
honestly, we don't understand how she survived it.
I have no idea, because if you watch the clip or the documentary or whatever, you're going to be like, how the hell do you survive something like that? but she did. So Mackenzie still was seriously injured, and she was taken to the hospital. But just to give you a couple facts here, she was later charged with, and we'll get into this, but these are her charges following the accident: 4 counts of murder, felonious assault, 2 counts of aggravated vehicular homicide, 1 count of drug possession, and possessing criminal tools. There may be more than that, but that's just what I've seen and what I have right now. So I figured before we get into like everything, I could just give you like a little bit of a background of everybody, such as like Dominic and Davion and Mackenzie, just to give you like how they all know each other. So, and just a little bit about them. I obviously don't know them personally, but just what I got based off of the documentary. So Dominic was the oldest out of the friend group. He was 20 years old at the time. And supposedly he was known as being very family oriented. That's like the vibe that I got from his father and sister in the documentary. Just very close with like his niece and nephews. And I also got the vibe that he was like the quiet, shy one. I could be totally wrong about that. He could be the complete opposite, but that's just the vibe I got. And he also dated Mackenzie on and off for 4 years. But friends of Mackenzie and Dominic say that they were like totally in love and had like the best relationship, and they were just together all the time. And they did eventually move in together because Dominic had his own place at the time. So they did live together, which I don't know if that was good for them or not. Do you want to add anything? Oh, okay. Let me see, just like where I'm at with my notes. So friends say that they probably would have gotten married, and Mackenzie says the same thing. Like, she believes that they would have probably gotten married. So they started to live together in 2021. Like I said, he had his own place. Supposedly, Dominic was successful, had his own money from, like, I guess, stocks and stuff like that. I guess his family also says he would have probably had his own clothing line. But just long story short, I guess he had money, he wasn't hard up, and would gift Mackenzie a lot of things. So, yeah, that's a little bit that I have on Dominic. Do you have anything, Ash, you want to add on that before I continue?
Not on him.
Okay. Oh, I think you... Do you want to say anything about Davion, or do you want me to go?
No, you can go.
Okay. So, just the rundown with Dominic, he was the boyfriend of Mackenzie. He was 20 years old. They were always like glued to the hip, lived together, and he unfortunately passed away in that crash. And he was in the front seat. He was on the passenger side. So now we'll go into Davion, who was the friend that was with them. He was in the back seat. He was 19 at the time of the accident. I guess he was an athlete in school, primarily playing football, but I guess according to his family, they state in the documentary that he did suffer an injury that caused him to no longer play football. And I'm assuming that's how he kind of got into this friend group. I could be totally wrong, but that's just my assumption. It seems like maybe around that time of his injury, that's kind of when he started hanging out with them more. But like I said, I don't obviously know for sure. But he started to get in with this friend group with Mackenzie, Dominic, and there's others, obviously, that are in this group. Just like smoking marijuana, doing shrooms, stuff like that. He was also adopted, him and his sister. I think he had multiple sisters, but I could just remember one sister on the documentary.
I think there was 2.
Yeah, I think so too. But they were adopted due to, I guess, like drug abuse from his biological family. So he was an adopted child who was in foster care. And that doesn't completely identify him. That's just something I want to throw out there. Obviously, I don't know him. But the main thing that I got from this was just big lover of football, athletic dude. He seemed to be like, I guess, the newer friend of the group. That's just the vibe that I got. But yeah, and I think that's really all I have. But it was also said by his father, like, he did realize the path that he was going down, like with the drugs and everything, and he tried to stop him. But
Yeah, his dad said, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you your life or
yeah,
something, or your future, or something like that." And that's real coming from a parent.
yeah. And if you watch the documentary, he was the best part. He
He
was the
was.
best one. He was the best parent in my whole opinion.
He
But
was.
um,
Well, in
also,
the documentary, they don't show a lot of. I don't even remember seeing Dominic's mom.
I don't either. But she was like there. I think she was a part of his life. She was in the
He
courtroom and
was,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. So let me see. Real quick. Sorry. Oh, and he also wanted to be a barber.
Yeah.
So I think that was like his dream after high school. I think they all graduated. This happened, I think, either
Right
it was
after
like
graduation.
a party. Yeah. So that was like his dream or his next thing that he wanted to do. So that's just a little bit of rundown that I have on him. As for Mackenzie, there seems to be a lot, and it doesn't seem to be so good. Once again, I don't know her personally. This is just what I'm getting from the documentary and online and whatever. I do not know her. Just want to throw
My
that out.
thing with the thing with Mackenzie is they do have people come on and talk like other people that she was friends with, and they made it seem like she was like such a nice person and a sweetheart, and everybody loved her. And then you see her real side through the documentary. So
So she was 17 at the time, so she was the youngest of the accident, and she was the driver. She was described, I would say, as like a mean girl, quote unquote. Literally like the movie Mean Girls, like
Regina George.
the group. Um, she just kind of had like this attitude. And I'm getting this all from the documentary. Okay, this is what I'm getting it from. I'm just throwing that out there. She just seemed like stuck up and just like she was better than everyone. That's just the vibe that I got, and that's how she was portrayed. But she was also very popular on TikTok. She had hundreds of thousands of followers eventually. She posted a lot of fashion. I guess like she aspired to be a model. She smoked a lot on TikTok. Just a lot of parties.
Of the ganja.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh, something that I just wanted to point out. This isn't just something like I remember, and I'm sure you do too, Ash, from the documentary. I guess she was suspended on what was it like suspended or sent home on the last day of school, and her dad came to pick her up, and she was like sobbing in the office, and the dad was just, and the dad says this like this is from the dad's mouth, and he's just like asked her if she did it, and she said no, did whatever, I don't know. He was just like, did you do it? And she said no, and he goes, well, that's good enough for me. And I was like, that is cool parenting.
Yeah, he was like, I know when my daughter lies, and she didn't do it.
Yeah. So that's
Like,
cool.
it always starts with the parents.
Yeah. And these ones weren't chill to me. These were not it. You
No,
guys
because she also did like to do psychedelics.
yes. And the dad was on the documentary just saying basically like, if she's gonna do any drug, I'm glad it would be that marijuana.
Yeah, marijuana, yeah.
A lot of marijuana. So, I mean, we agree there. If you're gonna do anything,
Yeah, do that.
it's also like maybe you could have like helped her a little bit not do that. But
Right.
hey, it's not the worst thing in the world. But that's them. That's them. So let me see where I'm at. Yeah, you just like get the vibe like that she really does no wrong in their eyes, but the mom does admit like she did have a mouth on her, and yeah. Let me see where I'm at. Sorry. So yeah, just overall, it just sounds like she wasn't the nicest, but I don't really have anything else to go off of. I mean, like I said, I didn't know any of them personally, but just when you do watch the documentary, she doesn't seem the nicest.
No, because they show like TikToks and videos and stuff like that, and she just like she'll be like, saying like the most ignorant things ever.
Wishing death upon people.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Dude, like, and they have people like messages from people saying that she told them to like go unalive themselves and all this other stuff, and it's just like,
Yeah. Not the nicest thing to say.
right.
It doesn't make me think that you're the nicest person, but that's just me. But just to give you a rundown of her injuries, she had a broken femur, 3 broken ribs, a broken arm with a detached tricep, a lacerated liver, lacerated kidney, and damage to her carotid arteries. Carotid arteries. And this vehicle that she was driving hit the brick wall at exactly 100 miles per hour.
100 miles per hour. Why are you driving 100 miles per hour?
Crazy. Right. So these are just a little bit of like info, I guess, before the crash. And some of this, like, you guys already know. So, like, her and Dominic's relationship were not the greatest. The mother claims that he actually called her while they were in traffic because Mackenzie threatened to crash the car. And she was also hitting him, I guess, while they were driving. So that doesn't make you look good either when you're in court for a crash that killed him and his friend. And he has video, I guess, proof of that, or like audio.
Yeah.
So
Also, text messages of her threatening him.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because they're
your life, your house, your friends, your family, like threatening to unalive them.
Yeah. Because I mean, and they even show like a clip of it in the documentary. There's a video of him like recording while she's outside the house, I guess, trying to come in.
Yeah, trying to break into his house.
Yeah, and she's like making major threats on there. That's a lot. That's the next thing I was going to actually get into.
Okay.
But, yeah, a lot of threats being made. So that's crazy. But I guess we could just go into like the night of the crash. So this is the night before. So this would be July 30th. They attended multiple events, but at 10:15 they attended a graduation party. They weren't there long apparently, because at 11 o'clock they get to a friend's house, and that's where they were smoking and like listening to music and stuff. And they continued there until 5:30 the next morning. So I guess that's around the time that they left. So it was her, Dominic, and Davion. 5:34 is when Mackenzie's Toyota can be seen on a camera, like a street camera, turning right onto a local street, which was very controlled and very normal looking and very like, I don't know what the word is, but you had control of the vehicle, if that makes sense. It looked, we'll get into that later. Anyway, where am I at? And I think it was like exactly a minute later is when the crash happened. So she turns right onto the street, and then within a minute, you're at 100 miles per hour and you're crashing into a brick wall. And they do have that audio, and they do show it in the documentary, and that's pretty crazy. First responders arrived on the scene 45 minutes later, which is crazy. We never talked about that. Can we talk about that for a minute? 45 minutes later. What are your thoughts on that? Okay, I'll say my thoughts on that. That's a long time, right? I mean, obviously nobody can call themselves. I don't know. It was early in the morning. I mean, you have 2 deceased, so they can't call. And then you have Mackenzie extremely injured, so she can't call. But I would just think somebody would have heard it sooner. I don't know. 45 minutes is a long time, in my opinion.
From my understanding, they knew, but then it still took them 45 minutes.
You're right. You're right. That's definitely a possibility.
And then when they got there, they're like, "Oh, this is a running back star in the car."
Yeah, they recognized him as the football player. Yeah, in high school. Davion. Yeah.
And if they would have got there sooner, he probably would have survived.
Really? I didn't see that part.
He still had, or there's speculations that he was still like had a pulse. But then there was other things saying that his sister said that the pack, I don't know how true it is that came from his sister, that the pack unalived him quickly because it hit something his aorta. Am I saying it right? Aorta?
Aortic or something?
I think, yeah, something with that, or something happened with that, and the impact, like, it said, unalived him instantly. So I'm not sure. Like I said, we just do research. We don't know what's true, what's not. So,
You don't know. You don't know exactly what's the truth and what's not.
right.
But yeah, 45 minutes. I thought that was interesting. But I mean, anything could have happened. I don't know. I just thought that was a while. But yeah, so I believe Dominic and Davion. Well, now we don't know about Davion because I didn't hear about that. But I think Dominic was unalived at the scene.
Yeah, I think he was like, yeah, like out.
Let's see, there's that. So Mackenzie was unconscious with her foot still pressing against the accelerator.
And you know what's really weird about how she survived? They said her head was stuck under the thing.
Yeah. It's so crazy she survived this. So crazy. But her foot was still on the accelerator the whole time. And then police found shrooms and a digital scale in the vehicle, which...
No, but I'm pretty sure they found the shrooms on her.
It was in her purse, yeah. But
yeah, all of that was in her purse. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
But the scale, that makes me wonder what else you were doing. But who knows?
I'm pretty sure they did sell marijuana.
Yeah. I don't know about. I mean, yeah. If I had to guess, yeah. But so Mackenzie was airlifted to a hospital where she would undergo multiple surgeries. She was described as inconsolable when finding out about the death of Dominic and Davion. But the crazy part is, and this is just me personally, she was still posting on TikTok even in the hospital, which I think is very not cool, but multiple TikTok videos, and this actually got her, I don't want to say fame, but it just got her a lot bigger of a following during this time.
Yep.
I think see her in the hospital. I don't know. But she gained significant popularity during that time. Let's see. So now, obviously, you're wondering at this part, was this an accident or was it murder? So police initially thought that this could have been an accident, but upon further review of the vehicle, it was found to be in perfect condition. So brakes worked, everything else worked. They did a whole, inspection or whatever. Computer systems revealed that the accelerator was being pressed at the time of the crash, and no use of the brakes there was absolutely zero use of brakes. When interrogated by police, Mackenzie claims that she blacked out and does not remember what happened before the crash, which is convenient, because of course you did.
Yeah, right as the crashes happen, you don't remember. You just remember driving down the road, but...
Yeah, she remembers turning, where she's on camera turning, like I said, very controlled, in a controlled, safe way, but does not remember anything else. Conveniently. Police believe Mackenzie intentionally crashed the car to commit, I'm going to say it, I hope that doesn't take me off of here, to commit murder/suicide due to not wanting Dominic to break up with her. That is a possibility that I think I'm going to go with. We'll talk about it in the end, but that sounds like that could be real. A witness was interviewed at the police. So this was crazy. If you watch the documentary, this was in there, and I just thought it was interesting. So there was a witness interviewed at the police station and says that he heard Mackenzie did like witchcraft, correct me if I'm wrong, what was the term? Like a voodoo or
Voodoo spell.
yeah, like a voodoo spell to keep Dominic around and not break up with her. But he was like, I don't believe in that shit or something like that. But I just thought that was interesting. But I mean, he said it. It's on the documentaries, but I don't know. That's just crazy.
There was other group of kids that came through to the police station to show like the mile marks of everywheres that Davion was, because him and them shared like Life 360. So he was like friends with them, and they showed the police like everything, like all the stops and pinpoints or wherever he was. So
because I think he said he was on his phone. I forget, but he was on his
he
phone.
went in right before the crash.
Yeah. So I guess I'll fast forward. So November 22nd, which was 4 months later after the crash, police stopped Mackenzie's car on the highway while coming back from physical therapy, and they arrest her for the murder of Dominic and Davion. Eventually, when given the decision, Mackenzie's lawyer decides on a bench trial. And if you're wondering what a bench trial is, that is just where the judge determines your guilt as opposed to a jury. I thought that was interesting. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay.
What are your thoughts on them going with a bench trial?
I don't know. The bench trial?
Yeah.
Is that with a jury?
No. So a bench trial is where your judge decides your guilt as opposed to the jury.
I actually like that better.
Well, yeah, I just thought it was interesting that that her lawyer went with that. Because I feel like...
Because he probably thought she was going to get sympathy from the judge.
See, I thought they would have a better... And I'm very glad with the verdict that she was guilty. But I feel like they might have had a better chance with a jury. I guess based off of like other cases and stuff that we've done, I just feel like... Or like that I've seen.
Yeah. She might have got a longer sentence.
Yeah. But, okay, so, anyway, on August 21st, 2023, let me skip that. August 14th, 2023 is when she was found guilty. August 21st is when the sentencing phase of the trial begins. So, basically, just why they found her guilty was evidence such as Mackenzie having control of the vehicle and making the right turn, which we talked about and agree. Before the crash, also a police officer, I think in the documentary says that like the street before the crash, like where the crash took place, is a little bit wavy, so you had to have somewhat of a control of the car to like... What's the word I'm trying to look for? I guess we could say wavy. It wasn't an easy road. Like, you had to have... Yeah. Yeah. So you had to have, like, some sort of control. So they were like, there's no way that she just blacked out, because you had control, right, prior to the crash. Anyway, I'm rambling. But also, the toxicology report of Mackenzie revealed that she was not impaired during the time of the crash. So, I think she had like some THC in her system, but she did not have like psychedelics or...
Yeah, it was just THC.
Yeah, anything. And she's driven with that in her system plenty of times before.
All them videos.
Yeah. Other evidence included that Mackenzie intentionally pressed the gas pedal 5 seconds before the crash, hitting the speed at least 100 miles per hour. The car was completely under control prior. Past threats made to Dominic while driving and at his home also did not help, because they had video evidence of that. And that's just common sense. Mackenzie's lawyer argued that the incident was a complete accident or a medical event. So this was crazy, and it's not funny, but it's just funny that all of a sudden she has POTS. So all of a sudden, the attorney and her mom is like, oh no, she has POTS, which POTS stands for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which can cause blackouts. I know a couple people who have POTS, and yeah, it can cause blackouts, but it just so magically happens that you have POTS all of a sudden, and now you've driven for years, and now you want to have a blackout due
And I
to
love how
POTS.
they bring that up. I'm pretty sure it was like the lawyer for Dominic and Davion. How he's like, all of a sudden you have POTS, and if you knew your child had POTS, why would you let them get their license and provide the car that she killed two people in?
Because the judge even questioned, like, exactly what you just said. Why would you let her drive at, like, all these hours? Like, you never had a concern before. Why would you let her drive? And why would you let her drive with, like, other people's lives at risk if you know she could black out anytime? I don't know. It's just very convenient to have POTS. But at that time. But whatever. Anyway, so even if she was blacked out, why was her foot still pressed all the way down? I feel like if you were to black out, your body would go limp or at least ease up a little bit. Her foot was on that pedal. So I don't get that personally. The speed never diminished before hitting the wall as well. Like, I feel like naturally if you black out before hitting the wall, you're gonna like lose speed when your foot gets off the pedal a little bit, but it never lost speed. If anything, it stayed at a steady 100,
Mm-hmm.
which makes me believe you knew what you were doing. And obviously the judge for ruling her guilty. Also, it was said in the documentary that Mackenzie was in the area of the building like weeks prior that they crashed in. I don't know if that was around like a hangout place, or I don't know what the building even was, if it was abandoned or not. I have no idea about the building, but I guess they looked at it like maybe she could have been preparing to do this. But
Yeah, like she did a dry run.
yeah, but we don't know what the building was or where it was. Because I mean, that one's kind of hard to say. Because I mean, it's a building in your town. You
But
know,
I
you
think it
could have.
was like around the time that she threatened to kill him, anyways.
Well, then that changes things. Yeah. So I guess that's what they. That's another piece of evidence that they went with. So ultimately, Mackenzie was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison. Her first parole hearing will be scheduled for September of 2037. So, girl got some time.
Which I don't understand because I think she only got 15 years for both of them.
Yes.
Which she could have got more for each person she killed.
Because it was going to be 15 or 30, but they went with 15.
And then with time served.
Yeah, she gets a chance of parole.
But she did go up, I'm pretty sure, and was denied, it said. She tried to do something and it got denied already.
Oh, okay. I forget what that is. But regardless, I guess in 2037 she'll have. Well, 2037, that's 11 years from now. Oh, duh. So that'll be her 15th year.
Yeah.
And whether she stays or.
But if you listen to the judge said you'll probably spend the rest of your life in prison.
So it doesn't give her the life sentence. Why are we
You
doing
should
this
have
whole.
got 2 life sentences for killing 2 different people.
Well, correct. I agree. I don't know what we're doing this number games with.
No, like I don't understand the 15 because I thought when you did kill somebody, it was like an automatic 25 years to life. Because this was aggravated
Not as an adult. She was
murder.
17 at the time.
Yeah.
They tried her as an adult. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I guess we'll see in 2037 what happens.
I just don't feel like justice was served enough with 15 years. Because
I agree. It should have been at 15 per life. Well, that's minimum. That's the minimum. It should have been way more, but you should have got at least 30. 15 for Davion and 15 for Dominic.
right. And like in the documentary, like you'll hear their parents say, like, oh, like we got justice. I don't think that was justice, and I know they were were just happy she got time and went to jail for it. But I feel like they could have got more. And like the mom said, or one of the parents said, like, oh, by the time she gets out, she's gonna be like 32. And guess what? She gets to go out and still have a kid, get married, and stuff like that. And like their kids can't.
Right. She'll be what, 47?
Mm,
You still got a good amount of life that
right.
you can still live, which is crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
And her parents, bro, the biggest, and I don't even like, I love TikTok shop, but like, bro, they were the biggest joke ever.
Yeah.
Like
Terrible.
arguing with the police because she got arrested, because they had a warrant out for arrest because she got arrested on a weekend. The weekend, so the parents were pissed and was arguing with the cops. Well, they had a warrant for his arrest because she killed 2 people.
Right. Regardless whether you meant it or not, which I think she did, but we'll talk about that in a minute. You still killed people. So your daughter still killed somebody, killed 2 people. So did you think she was just gonna not get reprimanded for it?
And also, like when her mom got up and spoke,
Yeah.
like it really made me mad. Like she's up there talking about her daughter, and like you hear the judge talk about, I hear you talking about your daughter, but what about the 2 lives that were lost? And she goes, Dominic, and that was Mackenzie's boyfriend, her daughter's boyfriend, that she killed. And then she goes, and Davion, he was like a new friend. So his life didn't matter. And the judge says that, so that means his life didn't matter. Like saying that, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. I feel like it was more. I just feel like Davion didn't get. I don't want to say attention because it's terrible what happened. What's the you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
No, it is attention. He should have got the attention too, like Dominic did. Because there's pictures and videos of their grave sites, and you could tell that it's only like Davion's family or close friends that put stuff out, but Dominic's grave, and that could just be from Dominic's family. We don't know how big it is, but like just because he was, I don't know, like whoever's putting it out there, but like his is like completely covered, and then the other one's not. Like his life did matter too.
yeah, definitely. So regardless, yeah, that's just crazy. I don't know what her parents thought because whether she meant it or not, she still killed 2 people. So she's being held in the Ohio Reformatory for Women in Marysville, Ohio. And also, it shows at the end of the documentary that Davion's family started a scholarship in his name for aspiring barbers to be able to go to school and become a barber. And I think that was really cool. That was
Yeah,
really
I
nice.
love that. Also, before we like move on to like other things, so I don't know if you're gonna talk about this, but I was when I was doing like more research, there was a video of her and her mom talking while she was in jail, and they were like talking about she's like, oh, like it went international. They um they aired your case in England, and she was just like happy that like she was like all over the world being seen for killing 2 people. And then you hear them
Yeah.
joking, and she goes, maybe Kim Kardashian will take your case. And her mom's like, well, I hope so.
Terrible.
Also, I seen on there too that like some fashion thing reached out to her, like I guess a couple days or something after the crash, and she was like hype about it.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Like, girl, you just killed 2 people and almost yourself, and you over here happy as hell that a fashion.
They had reached out to her on Instagram to use her
Yeah.
photo, right?
Yeah.
And mom responds and it's like, yeah, like you could use it. She'll be so excited. She's been reaching out to you or whatever because she's been wanting to work with you or whatever. And then Mackenzie responds and says, "Thank you so much. Like, hopefully we could work in the future. Blah blah blah, whatever." And it was just like very insensitive because it's like you just killed your boyfriend and friend.
Right. And then, like, what, a month after the crash or 2 months after the crash, she's out all dressed up and stuff like that, going to concerts, and
Yeah.
just like nothing happened.
Yeah. You could have died. It's just
Right.
crazy that you survived this. And then it's crazy that I don't know. You just make TikToks and I don't know. I don't like that. But that's all I have. So I don't know if there's anything else you want to add. But overall, I think her and Dominic had a lot going on, and I think she knew it was going to be the end. And I think she might have had this mentality of like, well, if I can't have him, no one can. And I think she wanted to kill him and her. And Davion had nothing to do with it. Unfortunately, he was just an innocent bystander in the back seat. And I think she definitely meant to crash that car. And I think she meant to kill everybody. And she just, by some miracle, survived.
Yeah, I did hear something about her and Davion being in the car for like 45 minutes talking. And I'm like thinking like maybe because she said it 2 weeks earlier that she was gonna kill him, and she knew that he wanted to break up with her and kept on what was multiple times trying to leave her,
Yeah.
and they would just make up, and he wanted to leave her, that he knew that it was gonna happen, and he probably tried to get in the car and tried to like stop the situation from happening, and she just ended up killing both of the guys, and she survived.
That's so crazy, right? I don't know how you survive that, but
But also, Davion's body was on top of Dominic's body.
I know it's so terrible.
Right.
Which makes you wonder, like we were talking before, was he protecting
Was he
Dominic?
trying to protect Dominic? Yeah.
I think there was also when they did the vehicle investigation. I don't know the exact term, but I think they said that there was like movements on the steering wheel, and I think the detective thought that maybe Dominic or Davion might have been doing that to like
Try to
stop.
stop it.
Yeah, that's their guess. It wasn't like serious movement, but it was enough.
Right.
Yeah, it's just sad.
It is.
So, rest in peace to them, to Dominic and David. James.
I feel like they need more justice because
Yeah,
I also
sure.
seen on things like the mom had like messages about something, and they're gonna try to appeal it and go back to trial and stuff because she didn't do it. They swear she didn't do it, and I feel like you raised that devil child. And then like she shows no remorse in the documentary. I don't care what nobody says. Like this girl smirks at things and stuff like that. She got a whole girlfriend in jail. Had a other one that got out of jail on TikTok telling a story about her. Like got a whole side swoop going on. Like girl, come on.
Yeah.
I could say so many things about her, but it's not.
So do you think the same thing that she was gonna intentionally kill all of them?
I really don't think she wanted to kill herself. I just think she wanted to kill him. And you never know if she did research or not. But they also, I keep on seeing like people said that she tried to pull like a stunt from a Tom Cruise movie. I forget what the movie's called. And he like does this, somebody does the same thing in the movie. No, I forget what it's Fatal something, I think. I don't know the name of the movie. But they said it's like a scene from that movie. And I don't know, like, if she was trying to, girl, you survived. And that's not fair that you survived and they didn't.
So if they were always together and they literally lived together, her and Dominic, if you wanted to kill yourself and him, why didn't you just like one night be like, hey, let's go for a ride or hey, let's go to the store? You didn't have to have Davion in the car.
Right.
You lived with the dude. Like, you could have got him in the vehicle if that's how you wanted to do it. You could have got him in the vehicle any other time. You didn't have to do it when your innocent friend is in the back seat. So that makes me wonder too. I mean, regardless, they're innocent. They were taken, and they were not driving the car. She was. So, I don't know. So that's all I have. So, yeah, I highly suggest everybody go watch this. It was really, really crazy. And rest in peace to Dominic and Davion.
Right.
And
Yeah, watch it and
yeah. And that's all I have for this episode. Anything else you want to add?
no, I just feel like they need better justice.
Yeah. I feel like now, like, with all the popularity that this documentary is getting and, like, more eyes and ears, she's probably not going to get out.
I don't think she's gonna get out.
No. All right. Well, that's all I have. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Listen. Appreciate you all. See you next time with another episode.
And remember, guys, don't be sad bitches, be bad bitches.
Hey.